What's up, Dragon Nation? I'm Rich with Dragon Nation Gaming. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Last episode, we rescued Jebediah and Bill from orbit. This episode, what we want to do is we want to get more science. So I went back through the game and I started out at 0 science, completely 0, and absolutely no money at all. I went through, did all the missions all over again. We're up to $5 million, or credits, whatever you want to call it. And this is all the science, all the research that we have opened up so far. So we still have a really long way to go. In order to get more science, we pretty much got all the decent science that we could get around Kerbin. So now it's time to go off to the moons. What we want to do today is we want to see if we can even get to the moon. So we're going to build ourselves a science package. We're going to need a new sub-assembly. It's going to be a little bit bigger so that way we can actually get to the moon. And yeah, I don't know if we'll make the moon in this episode, but we'll see how it goes. Let's get this started. Alright, so right now the thing is we want to go to, I think it's 3.5. How big is this one? We want to go to about the same size as the Mark 1-3 command pod. But unfortunately we want to do unmanned for right now. We want to wait until we can actually make sure that we can do everything before we start sending Kerbals up. We don't want them dying on us. So the only remote guidance system I have is this one right now. We don't have a bigger one. Yeah, we're gonna have to get some more science so we can get that, but we'll get it eventually. Also, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and we need to be able to control this thing. So let's go ahead and get a reaction wheel. Now I'm gonna put this one at the top because I'm gonna try something real quick. Now all we're going to do is we do have our sub-assembly, which is right here. But yeah, this is not going to be enough to get us to the moon, so what I want to do is I want to build the same thing but a little bit bigger. So like the next size up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to fuel tanks. We'll do this by size. And I think the next size up is this one right here. This is KW Rocketry. It's from the mod, but I don't want to use those as much as possible. Let's see how big this guy is and see if we can't find fuel tanks that are about the same size. How about you? Are you the same? You're a little bit bigger, aren't you? Well, I think if we stack 2 of the KW Rocketries, I think that will give us enough fuel. So this, yeah, this is going to be a little too much. So yeah, what I would like to do is I would like to try to keep it as vanilla as possible. It might not work out for everything, but we're going to give it a shot. So let's see. Nope, that one's too small. What would be the next size up? The Rocco Max? Are you next size up? Yes, you are. How many of these am I going to need? 2. Are you all the way down to the bottom? Yes, you are. So yeah, trying to keep this as much vanilla as possible. Let's try one more. Alright, that right there is a little bit more, but that should work. But yeah, what we're going to do today is we're just going to test this all out and see if it's even going to work. Hopefully it does, but yeah, I'm not sure. Alright, now that we got that, we got this little gap right here, so let's go ahead and move this guy down. Let's turn off snap so that way we can get it precise. Go about right there. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead Auto strut, rigid attachment, all that stuff. There we go. Alright, next thing we're going to need to do is we need to find ourselves an engine. Now, this is going to be lifting a lot of weight at some point, so it is going to need to be a pretty powerful engine. But unfortunately, well, that one right there is 1500. That one's about half. So the thing is this one is the main cell, but it's going to use up fuel very quickly. It's not going to be very efficient. This one, the skipper, might not be powerful enough. And it's also not very efficient either. You know what? Let's just go ahead and go with the skipper. We can always test this out, see if it works. If it doesn't, we can always change our minds later. Alright, now that we got those, what we need to do is aerodynamics. We need to go ahead and put some fins on this thing. Try this one. Let's get the snap back in. We'll do a 4 symmetry. Right there. Alright, so this engine is definitely not going to be enough once this thing is fully loaded. So what we're going to need is we're going to need ourselves some SRBs. Let's go ahead and grab a detachment manifold. We'll put it... oh no, we only need 2 symmetry. There we go. I think right there. Not sure. Let's see which SRB are we going to use. Probably going to have to be one of the biggest that we have, which is the Thor. Oh, I love that one. Alright, let's see. Well, it is a little bit big, but I'm gonna put it right there. You know, I think that would work. Alright, let's go ahead and do auto strut, rigid detachment, everything. Now, when we go to auto strut, these engines are gonna be extremely powerful. So when I go auto strut, I don't just want to do to the heaviest part. I want to do it to the grandparent part, which it's connected to this one right here, so I want to do the auto strut straight to it. And I hope that would work. Alright, next thing we're going to need is we are going to need separatrons. So let's go up. I think we could just do the same as we did with the last one, just 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom for each one. But like I said, we're just testing this out and see how this is going to work. There's 2, there's 2 on the bottom, and 2 more at the top. Oh, yeah, it's that way. Alright, then of course we're going to need ourselves a decoupler. Is this the right size? Yes, it is. Alright, so I think this will be good enough. Now, we have to set up the staging. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the 2 SRBs first, because they're going to be very, very powerful. The only thing I'm worried about is when we do launch this thing, the wind resistance is going to be pushing down on the center, and these SRBs are going to be pushing up. That's going to be a lot of force on those SRBs, or that main fuselage right here. So the one thing I am worried about is that going to explode. Not sure. It might get torn apart, but we'll have to see. So we're gonna do the SRBs, then when they're almost empty, we'll go ahead and light the... what was this one? Skipper? Yeah, skipper. Then we got our separatrons, and then we need to bring down the separator. And then of course, or not the separator, the decoupler. And then of course we got our decoupler at the top. So that gives me this whole area to put something in the center. Today we're just doing a science package. So what we want to do real quick, I think this is it. I think this is all we need to do. We should be able to control it so we can deorbit it. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and go with subassembly. Actually, let's make sure that everything is rigid attachment and auto strut. There we go. I think that will work. Alright, so we're at subassembly. Let's go ahead and bring this in. No, not you. I forgot to do something. Hold on. I need to reroute that to the decoupler. Now we can go ahead and grab that and bring it down here. Alright, so we excuse me. So we did call this the lifting body. We'll go ahead and call this one the lifting body large. Because I think this might be the last sub-assembly we do that's kind of this configuration. Not sure. But yeah, we'll go ahead and save that just like that. Now what we need to work on is a science package. And so this is going to hold all the science that we need, or all the science that we have, in order to try to get all the science that we need to open stuff up. I think what we need to start out with is we need to start out with a payload and service bay 2.5, so that way we can go ahead and put the science in there and keep it protected. Is that even the right size? Where is... There it is. Okay, so it is the right size. Perfect. Now the cool thing about this is we could open up the doors and put all kinds of stuff on the inside. So what we're gonna do, actually, let's go ahead and get the controls and everything done. So what we need is we need a remote guided system. Let's go with the small one. That should work. Now at some point we will make re-entry with this thing. We're just gonna do the first mission is just going to be suborbital trajectory, which means we're just going to go around the moon and then come back. That's it. So what we're going to need is we're going to need parachutes. And we'll put 3 symmetry. I think 3 should be enough. And let's see. Let's try to get it close. Because the next thing we're going to need is this is going to be the top of the vehicle. And this right here is not very aerodynamic. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a nose cone on the top to make it aerodynamic. Is that the right size? No. Alright, let's try this one. Alright, so what I want to do is I don't want this sticking to the vehicle. I want it to stick to the nose cone. So we're going to go ahead and turn it upside down. Flip it right there. And then we'll go to aerodynamics and see if we can't find ourselves a nose cone. I think this one's gonna be the only one that fits. Yeah, I think so. That might be an issue. Because this thing has this little piece that hangs down pretty far. So that might cause some issues. I don't know. We'll see. So let's go ahead and move this down to get rid of this little cut in there. Drag it right there. That should be good enough. Alright, now that we got that, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and get all of the science. So let's get the science junior. And yeah, I haven't opened everything up yet, so this is pretty simple. Let's do 2 symmetry, go ahead and get a couple of mystery goo in there. Later on when we open stuff up, we'll go ahead and put them in there. But for right now, this is all we got. Now, of course, this thing is going to need power, so let's try to find some batteries real quick. I don't really have any batteries, do I? I mean, I got this one, but that's not the greatest. That's right, we could just go ahead and put a bunch in there. Nope, go that way, there you go. And next what we need to do is we need the rest of the science, because I forgot about it. And we're just going to put it right in here because we don't want to put it on the side. We're about to put something else on the sides here in a second. So you and you. And then on the other side as well. We'll go ahead and put a couple just in case so we could do some extra science if we need to. Now, of course, I could add some more if I really needed to, but I think we should be good. Alright, the next thing we're going to need is we're going to go back to power. The thing is, if I try to take a solar panel, we're going to try a 3x2. If I try to put a solar panel in here right now, and we opened it, as you can see, some of the solar panel is inside the container. So what we need to do is we need to extend those out. So we're going to go to robotics. We're going to find the smallest piston, do 2 symmetry, and put it right in here. Now you might also notice that it does stick out just a little bit. we're going to go ahead and move that inside of the Science Junior, just to try to hide this thing inside of the container. But let's go ahead and grab that solar panel. One on each side. And there we go. Now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and get the action set up before I put the pistons inside the Science Junior. I wouldn't be able to select them. So let's go with the container. We'll put that custom 1 and we'll toggle. That will open and close the container. Then we'll go to custom 2, do the pistons, toggle, and then we'll do the solar panels, toggle. Alright, I think that should be good. Let's go ahead and go to the move tool and just try to move these inside of the container. I think that would be good enough right there. So yeah, not completely filled. I mean, we can put other stuff in there if we really need to. But that's good enough for right now. Let me actually try something. Can we also... You might be too big. Yeah, you're too big. Drop you in there. Let's try this. Can I put it on the inside? Okay, I need to turn it. I could put them on the inside, just to give us some monopropellant for this ship. Right there. But they are hanging out just a little bit. I don't think that'd be the best thing. Let's try smaller one. No, I want you inside, not outside. Add a little bit of monopropellant. I think that would be good. Yeah, so we still have some room in there to add more science if we really need to. But yeah, there's our science package. Let's go ahead and close that up. I think we're done for right now. Next thing we're going to need is re-entry protection. So we are going to need heat shield. Oh, that kind of clips, doesn't it? Hold on. Let's go ahead and move that as well. Move it down. There it is. Alright, now what we're also going to need is we are going to be needing to do some maneuvers around the moon, coming back, all that stuff. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a service bay. Now we're not going to go with something big. All it is just a fuel tank with an engine. Oops, excuse me, with an engine. That's it. So let's go ahead and get a decoupler. Is that the right one? No. You. There we go. And now we just need a fuel tank. You know what? Let's try something small. I'm curious to see what would happen. Now, of course, that is going to need an engine. No, let's go bigger. I got an idea. Alright, so there is an engine from KW Rocketry. I'll try not to use that now, or a fuel tank. The cool thing about this one is it has liquid fuel, oxidizer, and monopropellant. But yeah, the two small ones in there are not going to be enough. We're going to need a little bit more. So I'm kind of debating on whether or not to use that, but I don't think I will. Let's go with this one right here that is a little bit shorter, so we can go ahead and grab monopropellant. It might be a little bit big, but that's okay. Now what we need is an engine. So the only time we're going to be using this engine is when we're in space. So we could do something that is very fuel efficient. We just have to figure out what that is. You fit? You kind of do, don't you? Oh, or it has that engine right there. That's kind of cool. But no, I think we'll go with that one. So what's the thrust on that one? In vacuum, 250. These are 200, 200. I think that engine might be good. That one's 125. Check it out real quick. I just want to check it out and see what it looks like. And it is a smaller engine too, so Yeah, we'll go ahead and use these ones right here. I think these will work pretty damn good. They have a lot of power. Next thing we're gonna need is control. We need RCS, so let's do... Actually, let's put the RCS down here. And right here. We also need some RCS for the top. I'm not sure if we'll ever use that RCS, but it's good to have, I guess. Next thing we need to worry about, we already have batteries, we have solar power, communications. Oh, I also forgot to put communications in here as well. Let's go ahead and open that up. What I want to do is on the inside, we just want a small omnidirectional antenna. But on the outside, we'll go ahead and put a little bit stronger antenna. Let's turn it this way. So that will allow us to control this ship when the other antenna is not open. Now the way it's supposed to work, I don't know if it works that way in Kerbal Space Program, is the antenna that we have, the omnidirectional, that does not have very much of it doesn't have good distance. So what we need is another high gain antenna in order to get the distance to the moon, which is this one right here. I also do have it turned on to where if we don't have communication with the ship, we cannot control it. But yeah, I think that would be good. Let's go to actions. Go ahead and select that antenna, and we'll toggle antenna in custom number 2. Alright, I think that's our ship. That is our science package delivery system. Now what we need to do is let's actually go ahead and hold down shift and raise this a little bit. We need to go ahead and grab our subassembly. So lifting body large. Let's turn this around so we can see what's going on. And that is our ship. I think that will work. Now, of course, we do need to get all this set up. Hold on. Yeah, it screwed it up pretty bad. So you'll be down here. You will be up here. Wow, it's really screwed up. Alright, so SRBs, that guy, then separate. And then this will be alone, and then at some point we do need to separate that, so I need the decoupler there. Then this engine. Oh, you guys go all the way down here. Which one is this one? Oh, that's way up there. That's for re-entry, so that needs to go up here. So SRBs, you decouple, engine, decouple. Oh, that's the nose cone. Well, I could do that one by hand. That's fine. I could do that one by hand later on. So yeah, I think we're ready to go test this thing out, see how well it's going to work. Let's get it launched. Alright, so it is nighttime, but that's okay. We're just launching this thing to test it out. I could go ahead and use MechJeb. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it. I mean, we've done a ton of these before, a ton of launches, so yeah, let's go ahead and use MechJeb so that way we can accurately test it out and watch it to see what happens. Yeah, I think we're ready. All the staging is good. Everything should be good. So in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so the SRBs are strong enough to lift it up. Let's see what the resistance does once we get higher speeds. So 1 meter per second, we're going to start a gravity turn. I'm starting to see some wobbling, just a little bit. But I think we're still good. Now we're going to wait until the SRBs are almost empty. We're starting to get Mach effects now. This is when we're going to get a lot of wind resistance, atmospheric resistance, pushing down on that center fuselage. But so far it seems to be holding up. Alright, we're going to wait till the fuel gets pretty far down, then we're going to go ahead and ignite that main engine. Let's go ahead and do it now. And separation in 3, 2, 1. Beautiful separation. And now all we have to do is wait until this thing gets into orbit. So let's go ahead and go down here and maneuver node. We're waiting for it to get up to 100 kilometers for the apoapse. It's kind of too bad we can't really see it. That's the only bad thing about having day and night cycles in Kerbal Space Program. But I guess I could have waited to launch until it was daytime. But yeah, I was kind of eager to get this thing out and see how well it would work. I mean, it's a good looking rocket. It's not half bad. But yeah, unfortunately you guys can't see it very well. We'll try to do some time warping before we do any staging or anything. But yeah, we'll see how well that works out. So what I'm looking at is the apoapse is at 55. If this engine is not powerful enough, we'll start getting close on this number right here. This is our current altitude. So it's at 47, apoapse is at 58. So we want to make sure that stays about 10 kilometers above. The apoapse stays 10 kilometers above our actual height. And it looks like it's starting to drop. It's down to 8 kilometers now. 7. I don't know, man. I think the gravity churn was just a little too aggressive. We're down to 7. I think that's 6. That's still 6. No. We're down to 5. We're getting close to 5. Just get us above 70. That's all I want. It's just going so slow. So yeah, obviously the gravity churn was a little too steep. We need to be a little bit lighter when it comes to the gravity churn. Go a little bit slower with it. Alright, so the apoapse is now above 70 kilometers, so we're good. We are good. I hope. Alright, and there's our apoapse. Yep, we're at 100 kilometers. Now it's going to time warp until we get up to 70 kilometers. And we're going to get... Oh, we're actually going to be able to see the sunrise. Oh, that is so awesome. I love the sunrise in this game, man. They did a really good job. Oh, we already got some science? Really? What do we got? Oh, material study. It's only 250. Nah, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait till we actually get to the moon. Alright, let's go ahead and turn on the RCS, help this thing maneuver a little bit easier. So yeah, this is what the vessel looks like without the SRBs. It's not half bad. Looks like our burn time is only going to be 4 seconds. Wow. Yeah, we're going to have plenty of fuel. I mean, tons of it. Alright, you should be burning, dude. Come on, turn. It crapped out. Hold on, hold on. Alright, disengage autopilot. Let me do this on my own. What the hell? I can't do it. Are we out of power? No, we got power. Hold on, 1. It won't let me control it. Do I not have communication connection? Oh, we don't. I got rid of the extra ground station, so we no longer have communication. Damn it. So yeah, I can't control this vessel. But at least now we know it works, so we can go ahead and revert it. I guess next episode what we need to do is we need to go ahead and get communications up and running. We need to get some satellites. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get some satellites around the orbit of Kerbal. It's probably a good idea to try to get them around the moon as well. And at some point, I think after that we'll go to Minimus. So we probably need to get some satellites around that as well. But yeah, this thing would work If I was thinking about communications, but I wasn't, so we're kind of screwed. Let's go ahead and get rid of that maneuver node. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Cannot delete maneuver node. Control is locked. Oh, you can't get rid of maneuver nodes when you don't have communications? Wow, which means we can't do shit. Wait a minute, maybe now I can. Nope. Nope. Nope, not at all. Alright, well I guess we could try to see this thing re-enter the atmosphere. Why the hell not? And then we'll just go ahead and revert it so that way we're not wasting all that money. So how is this thing going to react in re-entry? That's a good question. Alright, let's turn off RCS. Do we shouldn't have control now. Nope, I can't turn off the RCS, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. Yeah, the RCS right now is trying to fight it. Which it shouldn't be because we don't have SAS, we have no control, nothing. Oh, here comes re-entry. I'm kind of wondering if our science package would actually survive. I would expect the nose to go forward. Oh, there it goes. Here comes some explosions. No. Everything is surviving. I really did not expect that. I thought everything would be blown up right now. Wow. Yeah, still no explosions. We're at 4 times speed. Let's see what happens if I slow down. Oh, it does point forward. Alright, let's go ahead and speed up then. Are we going back out into space? I think we are. No, we're not. It's just the angle was very, very high. It's just taken so long for this thing to get back down to the surface. That's probably why we're not getting overheating, is because the trajectory is so shallow. We're not entering the atmosphere very fast, which means we're not getting a lot of heating, re-entry heating. I'm really surprised by this thing. So, pretty good vessel. We're still waiting for it to crash. Maybe it'll crash in the mountains. It would have been nice if we could have seen something in the daylight, but it still does not want to crash. Yeah, it's like a precision missile. Alright, what happens if I slow down? Time warp. Nothing. It just stays right like this. Alright, well, this is going to take forever. Alright, so like I said, next episode, what we need to do, since we figured out in this episode we don't have radio communications because we don't have the extra ground stations, we're going to have to set up a satellite relay around Kerbal, around the moon, and around Minmus. We'll just worry about those for right now. Oh, here we go. Let's go ahead and slow it down. Yeah, it's a ballistic missile going straight in. And oh, the science package never mind. Alright, so the science package didn't survive. So let's go ahead and revert to assembly. So we'll go ahead and save that vehicle and we'll wait for a further launch. Like I said, next episode we'll go ahead and start with satellite relays, see how we're going to do that. But until then, make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.